First of all, I want to set this off by saying I think I'm one of the few people that actually enjoyed Missionary. I'm not saying that that project was flawless or that it didn't fall short of expectations, but I still maintain it wasn't as bad as some people said. That being said, though, Snoop knew he had to make it up to fans, and that's why we got this surprise drop. What is good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Moth. If you are rocking with this content, go ahead and smash that like button. Also, subscribe if you haven't. But today, I'm going to be hitting y'all with my thoughts on this new project from Snoop titled Is It a Crime? West Coast icon Snoop Dogg got back in the booth after a lukewarm reception of his Missionary album, and of course, after facing criticism for attending a crypto ball associated with Trump's inauguration. Yeah, he faced a few bad months, but this is his 21st project, I believe. But getting right into it because it's another long one, like the Lloyd Banks album, like the Key Glock album, like the Exhibit album. I mean, in 2025, can we just get a project that's like 12 to 14 tracks? Is that asking too much? I'm not saying these projects have been bad. It's just a lot to get through. But with that being said, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with that track by track breakdown. After the very brief opener, we get the first song, Is It a Crime, featuring October London. So you have this slick Sade sample and crooning from October London that does give the track almost a Sade meets Marvin Gaye flavor. So you can't go wrong with this Sade sample, and Snoop is asking some questions like, is it a crime to have all his residuals? How many people are actually sticking to the code? How many people survive death row? And how many are going to stick with you when you're broke? But as a whole, strong opening track. The next one, Joy, is actually a favorite. It's set to this joyous feel-good soul sample. I feel Snoop over soul chops needs to happen more often, especially a soul chop like this, and you are getting more lyrical heat from Snoop. He said, they say an artist paint until ain't nothing left. That's why, that's what the F I call a brush with death. Also, they want to stick me for my paper, no biggie. Death Row 94, I brought the hammer with me. So you're getting some of that witty wordplay. Track 4, Unsung Heroes, is another standout. You get this quirky organ-like beat with a splash of G-Funk. This one is really groovy, and Snoop is talking his talk here, getting a little braggadocious with that signature smooth flow. He said, this that West Coast that I invented. Also, want to carry out God's plan, you gotta have a kindred spirit. Notice that kindred sounds a lot like Kendrick, which is kind of clever. But yeah, Unsung Heroes was an instant highlight. Next is Sophisticated Crippin', produced by DJ Battlecat, who provides a sultry Marvin Gaye sample. It's very luxurious. There's even a DOC vocal sample to make it pop. Snoop says this is how they turn superheroes into villains. He is reflecting on his accolades and also name dropping some death row legends. And the heat continues with track 6, Can't Wait, featuring Lil Russell. So you are getting this exuberant funk instrumental from Knots. It's so upbeat, like something out of that roller skating era, and Lil Russell bodies it. So I like how you had an OG and an up-and-coming MC joining forces. And in my opinion, the first 5 actual songs were flawless. I mean, this is an ideal way to kick off the project. Track 7, though, does mellow things out a bit. It's a love song with Jane Hancock. You're getting this smooth, Mac-ish beat from Battlecat. It's a ballad overall. I didn't particularly care for Snoop's auto-tune, but it wasn't completely tasteless. The pace does pick up with Keep It Moving featuring Stress Matic. This has another funk layered groove, this time produced by Rick Rock. What follows is Just the Way It Is with Wiz and J Black. So you have this melodic G-Funk instrumental produced by Superfly that's very suave and low-key. J Black has a sung hook that was pretty solid. But yeah, it's really a mellow track I have no issues with. Track 10, You Want My All, has Battlecat on the boards once more, this time repurposing the classic Earth, Wind, and Fire The Way of the World sample. I mean, it's a sample that you just can't miss with. I didn't particularly love the guest features auto-tune, in all honesty, though. Track 11, What's Happening, has another syrupy G-Funk instrumental. It's short but sweet, and Snoop does check in here with old homies, showing love, so I can appreciate the sentiment. Immediately after is Spot, produced by Pharrell, so you get a club-like beat from Pharrell. This serviceable. It's a light-hearted little bop, but I gotta admit it does sound a bit dated. I didn't really dislike it though. Track 13, Shut Your Ass Up, features Stressmatic again, and we have a return of that bass rumbling Rick Rock production, another bouncy aesthetic where Snoop is getting playful but a little disrespectful. This is followed up by Cold Summer. It's a wavy little pop ballad, perfect for those late summer nights. It's tolerable for what it is. It's a little more pop-like. What's next though is Snoop Will Make You Dance, another insanely good track produced by Battlecat, who supplies Snoop with what sounds like a Zapp and Roger Troutman sample. I mean, this is the Snoop that fans wanted on Missionary, but didn't necessarily get, a full-fledged Long Beach gangster party anthem that has a timeless feel production-wise. I mean, honestly, this sounds like it could have been recorded in the 90s or the 2000s or even 2025. Track 16 does mellow out with Life's Journey featuring Black Tovin. You have this atmospheric beat and an old school R&B hook that was emotionally sung, and Snoop, he was giving out more grown man bars. Track 17, me and OG Snoop featuring Sexyy Red, is likely to be extremely polarizing. There's probably going to be a lot of people that instantly despise it because it features Sexyy Red. And I will admit that even though it's kind of a banger, it does stick out like a sore thumb and kind of detracts from the whole G-Funk, death row aesthetic that's going on. I mean, it's a silly song. It's not terrible, but it does sound a bit out of place. Next is Let Me Love You, and I feel this was the proper love letter to Mary Jane that fans will enjoy a lot more than that one with Jelly Roll. That was definitely a skip on Missionary, but this has another Earth, Wind, and Fire sample, Reasons, and how can you go wrong with that? Track 19, West Up, is another instant standout, produced by Battlecat, again, who was in his bag for this one, which sampled from Dre Day, but it's still contemporary at the same time, even though it is fusing those chronic vibes. Snoop is in his bag, defiant and cocky, silencing the rumors of retirement. He said, they say my city on fire, but we ain't gonna let it burn. Why the F would I retire, homie? It's our turn. So I can't say enough good things about West Up. In the last two tracks, wrap things up on a real compelling, heartfelt note. Track 20, My Friend, has Snoop reflecting on losses and missed friends over this somber, sentimental beat. The final track, Live Life, has a gentle strumming instrumental and a gospel-like hook, and this has Snoop really putting life into perspective in a thoughtful, grown man way. So overall, I'm gonna give this project a rating of 4 mics. Is it better than Missionary? To some extent, yes, but there are two totally different albums, so it's really hard to compare them. Now, this album, it took less risks and was more of a straightforward back to the basics G-Funk project from Snoop, so fans that disliked Missionary should love that. Missionary, on the other hand, was more creative, more experimental, and took greater risks. And there was some sonic brilliance captured in that album that this project doesn't have. Now, I will say, Is It a Crime is a fun and enjoyable record from Snoop. And at 21 tracks, there's really not a whole lot of filler. Battlecat was the MVP. The Sexyy Red feature really wasn't necessary. I'd say if you would combine the high highs and some of that brilliance you got on Missionary, combine it with the best of the tried and true G-Funk formulas here, you would have a perfect, flawless album from Snoop. Literally a perfect West Coast album. Still, I think he did understand the assignment for the most part on Is It a Crime? Favorite tracks include Is It a Crime, Joy, Unsung Heroes, Sophisticated Crippin', Can't Wait, Keep It Moving, Shut Your Ass Up, Snoop Will Make You Dance, Let Me Love You, West Up, and Live Life. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Mob. I'm signing out, but as always, it's peace and blessings. Snoop Dogg, Is It a Crime?